Blood type O. If you carry blood type O, you belong to the most common blood group in the world and hold a powerful baseline advantage in cardiovascular longevity. Unlike types AB or AB, your red blood cells completely lack A and B sugar antigens on their outer membranes. This absence of surface antigens gives your circulatory system a fundamental structural characteristic. Your blood naturally runs with lower baseline viscosity and a significantly reduced tendency to form dangerous intravascular blockages throughout your life. The biological driver behind this protective mechanism comes down to two essential clotting proteins, von Willebrand factor and Factor VIII. Clinical hematology studies consistently demonstrate that individuals with type O blood carry circulating levels of both proteins that are 25 to 30% lower than non-O individuals. In plain terms, von Willebrand factor acts like cellular glue that anchors platelets to damaged blood vessel walls, while Factor VIII accelerates the formation of a solid fibrin mesh. Because your body naturally produces less of this biological adhesive, your blood platelets are far less likely to clump together unnecessarily inside your arteries. This reduced clotting tendency directly translates into measurable protection against the world's leading cause of premature mortality, cardiovascular disease. Because your arteries face a substantially lower probability of sudden clot formation, type O individuals experience significantly lower lifetime rates of myocardial infarction, ischemic stroke, and venous thromboembolism. In modern longevity statistics, having an innate buffer against arterial clogs provides your circulatory system with a profound structural head start, helping your heart and brain maintain unobstructed blood flow well into older age. However, human biology operates entirely on evolutionary trade-offs, and blood type O comes with distinct physiological costs. While your lack of A and B antigens shields your blood vessels, it alters the chemical environment of your digestive tract and immune defense. The mucosal lining of type O individuals offers specialized binding receptors that make it easier for specific pathogens to attach, most notably the bacterium Helicobacter pylori. As a result, individuals with type O blood show a significantly higher statistical incidence of chronic gastritis, elevated stomach acid secretion, and peptic or duodenal ulcers. Furthermore, the very mechanism that protects your heart presents a physical liability during acute medical events. Because your baseline levels of von Willebrand factor and Factor VIII remain permanently lower, your blood takes longer to form a solid clot when vascular tissue is cut or damaged. This slower coagulation response increases your vulnerability to prolonged bleeding after surgery, severe physical trauma, or postpartum complications. You hold an innate defense against internal arterial blockages, but you pay for it with a reduced capacity to rapidly seal sudden physical wounds. Ultimately, holding type O blood grants you an exceptional biological shield against the cardiovascular clogs that drive global mortality, provided you actively protect your digestive health with mindful nutrition and routine care. Blood type A. If you carry blood type A, your personal longevity curve is shaped by a unique biological trade-off rooted deep in human evolution. Your red blood cells and bodily tissues are coated with a specialized sugar molecule known as the A antigen. From an evolutionary perspective, the genetic expression of the A antigen expanded rapidly alongside dense early agricultural societies, where humans faced newly emerging infectious pathogens and unique survival pressures. While this biochemical blueprint gave ancient populations a highly reactive immune defense, in modern life it produces a very different set of health trade-offs compared to type O. The most prominent physiological distinction influencing your lifespan lies within your circulatory system and natural clotting factors. Because your genetics code for the A antigen, your liver naturally produces significantly higher baseline concentrations of two critical clotting proteins, von Willebrand factor and Factor VIII. In ancestral times, this accelerated clotting capacity was a life-saving evolutionary shield, allowing wounds to seal rapidly and preventing fatal hemorrhaging from injuries or childbirth. However, having higher baseline levels of biological adhesive makes your platelets clump together more readily, leading to higher blood viscosity and a moderately elevated statistical risk for deep vein thrombosis, heart attacks, and ischemic strokes. Beyond the cardiovascular system, holding blood type A introduces distinct cellular trade-offs across your digestive tract and internal organs. Because the A antigen is expressed not only on red blood cells, but also along the mucosal lining of your internal tissues, it alters how your body manages chronic cellular inflammation and interacts with pathogens. Furthermore, type A biology tends to exhibit a naturally higher baseline production of cortisol, the primary stress hormone, which can amplify systemic vascular inflammation if chronic psychological or physical stress is left unmanaged over long periods. Fortunately, your blood type is simply an operating manual for your body, not an unchangeable fate. Because your primary biological liabilities center around vascular clotting, lipid accumulation, and inflammation, your longevity responds exceptionally well to proactive daily habits. Prioritizing an anti-inflammatory diet rich in whole plants, engaging in routine cardiovascular exercise to optimize blood flow, and practicing intentional stress management easily neutralize these baseline genetic tendencies, giving you full control over your long-term health. Blood type B. If you carry blood type B, your longevity curve is defined by a versatile evolutionary advantage shaped by the B antigen. Originating historically among nomadic populations, type B biology developed an adaptable immune defense, a resilient digestive profile, and natural resistance to the stomach cancer risks seen in type A, alongside fast-acting coagulation that shields against severe blood loss. However, this rapid clotting introduces a key biological trade-off compared to type O. Because your liver produces higher baseline levels of von Willebrand factor and factor VIII, your blood circulates with greater viscosity. This elevated stickiness moderately raises your statistical risk for arterial clots, deep vein thrombosis, and heart attacks compared to the lower viscosity bloodstream of type O. Fortunately, proactive habits easily balance this equation. Routine cardiovascular exercise, an anti-inflammatory diet, and quality sleep keep blood flow smooth and offset baseline clotting risks, ensuring your long-term longevity remains fully optimized. Blood type AB. If you carry blood type AB, your longevity curve is shaped by the rarest and most biologically intricate profile in the ABO system. Expressing both A and B antigens on your red blood cells, your body possesses remarkable biochemical flexibility, unique plasma compatibility, and a fast-acting coagulation response that serves as an innate defense against severe blood loss and physical trauma. However, to prevent your body from attacking its own red blood cells, your immune system produces neither anti-A nor anti-B antibodies in your blood plasma. While this lack of antibodies makes type AB individuals the universal plasma donor, it creates a subtle blind spot in baseline immune surveillance, leaving your body with fewer natural circulating defenses to immediately flag and neutralize opportunistic microbes or pathogens that mimic these surface sugars. Fortunately, prioritizing gut health through a fiber-rich whole food diet, maintaining restorative sleep, and engaging in routine physical activity robustly train your wider immune network, ensuring this rare biological blueprint translates into a long, vibrant life. Subscribe to discover your hidden biological advantages.